Hello, everybody. Chris Cassis here, Indian Springs Real Estate, and I've got our Indian Springs Golf Club 2006 first half real estate report. Here we're going to start with 2025. Through June of 2025, there were 13 sales or closings that took an average of 80 days, average sales price of $666,000, and a price per square foot of $316. Here in 2026, things have softened a bit. Sales are down. We had 8 sales so far for the year. Days on market has gone up a bit, 94 days, and the average sales price has dropped to 614. However, our average price per square foot is up. Now, while most sale data points are softening, however, they are not softening like the mortgage crisis, so don't expect any major swings like that. Our price per square foot is up, and all data points are better than 7 years ago. So if you're in real estate for the long haul, you will realize you're still doing very well with your real estate investments. Now let's take a little closer look at the price per square foot of 329. And what that really means is, like, if we have two different cars, a four-seater Volkswagen and a four-seater Porsche, they're buying the same size home or car, but they're just spending more per seat or per square foot on a nicer home. So someone who was buying a 1,900 square foot home last year versus this year, they're spending a little bit more on that home because typically they're a little bit nicer, and that's what buyers are looking for, nice properties. And you're starting to see that in these numbers. Now, looking forward, don't be discouraged. Even though we only had 8 sales so far this year, you will see that typically, like here in 2023, when we have a slow year or a slow beginning, it finishes strong. So if we look at the pre-COVID numbers, we averaged 23 sales in the first 6 months of the year, and then actually 25 sales in the second half. I hear out there quite a bit, oh, it's summer, things are going to slow down, it's not a good time to sell a home. These numbers do not show that. They show the second half of the year sells just as good or better than the first half of the year. In fact, you'll see here in the last 3 years that we've averaged 12 sales in the first 6 months and 11 sales in the last 6 months. It's amazing how sales volume has decreased by 50% since the years prior to COVID. And then don't forget that when we have a slow start, we're going to have a strong finish. So even though we had a slow start to this year, I'm expecting a strong finish. We have a bunch of new inventory coming up. So if you're a buyer or a seller, all of these homes that we're seeing come to the market soon turn into buyers. In fact, there are over 200 homes in just the two little cities of Indio and La Quinta currently in escrow, and 700 valley-wide. Those are 1,400 people in this valley conducting business right now. Half of those folks, 700 people, will be reinvesting in the valley, and that turns into what I call our true buyer, and what I call the second sale. So retirees, year-round residents, investors all have to sell a property to buy a property. They all list their homes historically and trend-wise across the United States in April, May, and June, turning them into buyers once they close escrow in June, July, and August. And again, that's why our second half sells just as good as our first half, and sometimes better. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, remember, real estate's hyperlocal. Don't rely on those headline news. Don't rely on California headlines. Do not rely on a realtor that does not specialize in Working Valley. We have a lot of folks that work from the Southern California area coming out here, and they just do not know what's going on. They do not know our trends, and they're not here to service your listing like I am here in the Valley. So again, real estate's hyperlocal. What happens in California is different from Southern California. What happens here in the Coachella Valley is very different than San Diego and LA. And then what happens in Palm Springs versus Indio, again, is wildly different. So make sure you work with a local professional that can help share insights and trends like this and help you maximize your sale in markets like this. If you have any questions, need some help, want me to come over and just discuss the market, discuss your house and what you can do to maximize your transaction, or if you're a buyer and you want to jump on one of these great opportunities that are coming to the market, give me a call. I'm always here to help. I'm at 760-409-5549, or you can visit one of my websites, indianspringsrealestate.com or chriscassis.realestate, to learn more about me, my services, and how I can help. And then if you want to learn more, don't forget, I have a very active social media presence, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I put videos like this out there. I have new listings, do-it-yourself stuff, behind-the-scenes stuff. And if you have any interest in real estate, you'll want to follow those. And if you have curiosity about photography and all the other things I do, take a look at chriscassis.com. You'll find more about me there as well. Thanks again for watching. Bye.